Hello world, how are things going? Today is November 12th, so the day after Remembrance Day. So of course now all the poppies and all that are put away and Christmas decorations and thoughts are coming out. And I'm going to have to cut this out, so Christmas decorations are up. I wish we would remember the soldiers and those who've served longer than just one day. I mean, I understand it is a very important day and they have done a lot for us. But we as Canadian citizens, or citizens of the country the soldiers have died and served for, need to do more. We need to make sure they're taken care of afterwards and during. We want to make sure that they're not sent away on crazy useless missions or something that's just for the benefit of corporations or the government. They need to be, we need to make sure that where they're being sent is for our best interest. They're not having their lives or their limbs or their mental health just thrown away for whatever reasons the government comes up with. And we need to make sure they're taken care of afterwards. They need to have proper health care, benefits, and all that sort of thing afterwards. They go through a lot of stuff that we, as a normal person, wouldn't understand. So PTSD and all this needs to be taken care of. We need to do more for our veterans. And if that means paying more taxes, I'm okay with that. If more taxes went to help protect or take care of the veterans afterwards, that'd be fine. Or even hell, give them a pay raise as well. Like, a lot of soldiers are not making that a lot of money concerning all the time they put in and what they're doing. Now, some examples of what I mean is, okay, Hong Kong in World War II, they were basically, the soldiers were just left there because they didn't want to, the government or military didn't want to have to do too much, to protect Hong Kong. Dieppe is another example. Yes, the bravery of the soldiers was incredible, and how they fought and managed to get ground was great. But it was a disaster. That should not have been allowed to happen. A lot of their lives were basically just thrown away to try and prove something. Somalia, where the airborne regiment basically got disbanded afterwards. Now, they were an elite force whose job was basically go in, land, take care of business, kill people if they need to, and then get out. They were never meant to be long-term garrison, especially in an area where the rules of engagement were not very clearly written out. There was also experimental malaria drugs being used, which caused even more mental issues for them. So I don't blame the soldiers for what happened. There was other stuff going on. Again, this is where a unit should not have been in. They should not have been placed there for long-term garrison duty. So these are examples of things, that we as a citizen have to stand up and say, no, we don't want our soldiers there for this reason. This is not what their duty is. We have to make sure they're taken care of. We have to demand more from our government. We have to say, we will pay more taxes if need be to help make sure that the veterans are taken care of afterwards. So again, I'm sorry to rant about this the day after Remembrance Day, but I find a lot of people just, after Remembrance Day, is like, oh, the poppies are thrown away, and soldiers are again forgotten until you see a news story here and there of homelessness or suicide or some other terrible event that's happened to them. We have to keep this in our mind every day of the stuff they do for us, because they're there every day doing that stuff for us. Thank you very much.